Hello everyone, my name is Emmanuel Densi and this is my music analysis and the explanation of the comparison analysis. The name of my music is Can't Relate and the artist is Omale. So his original name is Stanley Omar Didier, known professionally as Omale in Nigeria, singer, songwriter and record producer. Born on May 19th, 1997 in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, he grew up in a musical family. His grandfather was a percussionist for the legendary highlife singer Celestine Oku. Omale started his music career as a producer in 2019 before transitioning to singer. He gained widespread recognition with his debut single You in 2020, followed by the release of his EP Get Laid, which include hits like Bad Influence and Lolo. His music blended Afrobeat, R&B, and pop, characterized by its catchy melody and relatable lyrics. He has since continued to rise in the music industry, collaborating with major artists and earning various awards and nominations. Omale is known for his distinct voice and ability to connect with listeners through his emotion and introspective writing. And the melody of the song is conjunct throughout the introduction to the end of the music, and it has two phases in the intro, and it has like four phases throughout the whole of the music. In the chorus, verse 1, the bridge, the chorus, the verse 2, the bridge, the chorus. And the cadences, it has four cadences, the same as the phases. So the melody of this music is mostly diatonic. Throughout the music, is diatonic. The rhythm is quadruple throughout. The texture is homophonic throughout, and the tempo is moderato. The reason why on the tempo is moderato, the dynamic is mezzo forte, the instrument is voice and electronics. The reason why this song, the song analysis, it looks the same, like it has the same features, is because it keeps repeating itself over and over, and it has the same rhythm, the same sound throughout the music. And to compare it to the music of the old ages, like the old era, like the music of Bladonna, Immobilier, Lineage VH, and also all the rest of the old era music. Okay, talking about the romantic era, Dish Torre Halle is an area from the opera Tanguanche by Richard Wagner. This opera premiered on October 19th, 1845 at the Royal Theatre in Dresden. Wagner himself wrote both the libretto and the music for this opera, which is one of his early works. In the opera, the aria Dish Torre Halle is sung by the character Elizabeth, who appears in the second act. In this aria, Elizabeth expressed her joy and relieved that Tanguanche, the hero of the opera, has returned to the Wartburg. The Halle she refers to is the Great Hall of the Wartburg, where Tannhäuser used to sing his song. Tannhäuser deals with themes such as penance, redemption, and the conflict between worldly and spiritual love. The opera is known for its musical and dramatic intensity and poses significant challenge for the singer, especially in the role of the Taiwanese and Elizabeth. Richard Wagner was an influential German composer of the 19th century, known for his complex opera and his development of the leitmotif. Taiwanese is one of his words that significantly influenced the development of opera in the 19th century. And the analysis of this song shows the musical characteristic of 5 different musical pieces. The first piece is a conjunct melody with 2 phases, 2 cadences, and a climax. The harmony is homophony, the rhythm is quadruple meter, the tempo is moderato, the dynamic are forte, and the instrument is string, woodwind, brass, and percussion. For the second piece, is also a conjunct melody with 2 phases, 2 cadences, a climax, and the harmony is homophony, the rhythm is quadruple meter, the tempo is moderato, the dynamic is forte, and the instrument is string, woodwind, brass, and percussion. This song gives the same characteristic because it keeps repeating itself over and over. And the third piece is a conjunct melody with 2 phases, the 2 cadences, and a climax. The harmony is homophony, the rhythm is quadruple meter, the tempo is moderato, the dynamics are mezzo forte, and the instrument is string, woodwind, brass, and percussion. The same thing as the fourth piece. The fourth piece is a conjunct melody with 2 phases, 2 cadences, and a climax. The harmony of this song is homophone. This verse is homophonic. The rhythm is quadruple meter. The tempo is moderato. The dynamic is forte, and the instrument is string, wood, wind, brasses, and percussion, and it keeps repeating itself over and over. And talking about the music from the classical era, I choose the song Der Hohle Ratschekauch in meinen Herzen, written by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was a prolific composer and one of the most influential figures of the classical era. He was born on January 27, 1756, in Salzburg, Austria, and demonstrated exceptional musical talent from a very young age. His father, Leopold Mozart, was also a musician and educated him in music, taking him on tour and across Europe to showcase his prodigious ability. Mozart composed over 600 works, including symphonies, concerto operas, chamber music, and masses. His skill in creating memorable melodies and his mastery of form and harmony made him a central figure in classical music. Some of his most famous work include the operas The Maria of Figaro, Don Giovanni, and the Magic Flute, as well as symphonies like Symphony Number 40 and Symphony Number 41. Despite his artistic success, Mozart faces financial difficulties throughout his life. He died at the young age of 35 on December 5th, 1791 in Vienna, Australia. His legacy endured and his music continued to be widely performed and admired around the world. Talking about the analysis of the song, the Holy Rochekot in Mainenhausen, the classification of this song shows that the melody is disjunct. They have two phases in the first verse, and they have two cadences, and the harmony is homophony. The rhythm is doppel meter. The tempo is allegro assai. The dynamic is fortissimo, and the instrumentation is string, woodwind, brass, and percussion. And the second piece shows that the melody is disjunct. They have two phases, two cadences. The climax is not present. The harmony is homophonic. The rhythm is doppel meter. The tempo is allegro. The dynamic is fortissimo MF, and the instrumentation is string, woodwind, brass, percussion. The same thing applicable to the third piece, because it's most likely to be the same thing as the first piece. So the melody is disjunct. The phases, we have two phases, two cadences, and the harmony is homophonic. The rhythm is doppel meter throughout, and the tempo is allegro. The dynamic is fortissimo, and the instrumentation is string, woodwind, brass, and percussion. This song is let me not say. Now talking about a song from the Romantic era, I choose the song La Donna Immobile. La Donna Immobile was written by Giuseppe Verdi, one of the most important opera composer in the 19th century. He was born on October 10th, 1813 in Le Roncole, Italy, and died on January 27, 1901 in Milan. Verdi shows musical talent from a young age and studied at the Milan Conservatory. His first opera, Oberto, premiered in 1839, but it was in Nabucco in 1842 that he achieved fame. Throughout his career, Verdi composed many operas that became classic, including Rigoletto, Il Trovatore, La Traviata, Aida, and Otello. La Donna Immobile is a famous aria from his opera Rigoletto, which premiered in 1851. The piece is known for its catchy melody and light character, despite the tragic plot of the opera. Verdi was also a symbol of the Italian unification movement, and his music is often associated with Italian nationalism. Throughout his life, Verdi received numerous honors, and his legacy continued to influence the world of opera and classical music. And talking about the analysis of Verdi's music, La Donna Immobile. The first piece of the song melody is disjunct, and it has two phases, two cadences, and zero climax. The harmony is orchestral, the rhythm is triple meter, the texture is homophonic, the tempo is allegro, the dynamic is moderato and forte, the instrumentation is string, woodwind, brasses, and percussion. The second piece has the following characteristic. The melody is disjunct, it has two phases, two cadences, and zero climax. The harmony is orchestral, the rhythm is triple meter, the texture is homophonic, and the tempo is allegro. The dynamic is moderato forte. The instrumentation is string, woodwind, brasses, and percussion. And this is most likely to be the characteristic of the rest of the pieces. Like the third pieces is melody. The melody is disjunct. It has two phases, two cadences. The rhythm is triple meter. The texture is homophonic. The tempo is allegro. The dynamic is mezzo forte or moderato and forte. The instrumentation is string, woodwind, brasses, and percussion. The table shows that all four pieces have similar musical characteristics, but they differ in their text. This suggests that the text is the main factor that distinguishes these pieces.